Welcome everybody to the BlueBird Rivals channel. This is a first for the channel. We are doing a mini league series. So this is going to be season 1, and tonight we are bringing you the qualifiers. So a different format that we've used from what we've used to see from the BlueBird Rivals, but I think it's a welcome change. And just to introduce myself, I am of course your host and caster, Son of Jupiter, and joining me is a very talented man in the form of Tico. My friend, it's been too long since we've talked.
It has been a little bit too long, but we have come back into casting for the Twitch channel BlueBird and the tournament, which is somewhat new. It's week 1, I believe. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to actually be seeing the third place tiebreakers games as well.
Yeah, it's a different format. Like normally we do see with the BlueBird Cups, obviously it's just winner takes all, but this is actually a mini series, which means that right now we are doing day 1 qualifiers. It's going to be third place moving through, and also the grand finalists moving through as well. And they'll obviously take on another qualifying match, which will happen next week. And then eventually we'll come through with a pool or a bracket and have a bit of a round robin situation. More on that later. The thing we need to kind of focus on right now is there is a $250 prize pool that is crowdfunded at the moment. So thanks to context.gg, !donate in the channel right now. I know Nightbot has posted it, but if you want to see more about it, there it is. We have a breakdown of exactly what's happening. 60% of the winnings will go to first place for the entire season. Second place and third place will get a cool 10%. So the values will change depending on how much crowdfunding we manage to get over the next couple of weeks. But those are the percentage breakdowns, which I quite like. I like the fact that teams will be walking away with something if you manage to get top 3.
Yeah, and also on top of that, the top 3 teams, so the ones that will be taking prize, will be qualifying for the mini league as well. So they, on top of just winning money, they also get to win a spot to qualify for the mini league as well. So I'm just excited to see who's going to move up onto move on to the mini league.
Yeah, exactly. Because the top 3 from tonight will qualify for the mini league, and then next week's qualifier will have the next top 3. So it's really exciting. I really like the format. I remember when I was approached by BlueBirds to, pitch the idea and see how it will work. I was super excited. So I'm glad to have myself on board, and also to have Tico on board, because we have some really good chemistry, and I feel like we bring the best out for the org as well. But let's focus on this first match. It is the current match, semi-final best of 5, going to be between 6-Man's Battalion and Trash. Now, these aren't teams that we've heard of before, but you've definitely heard of the players. We have for 6-Man's Battalion, Daesu, Kia, and Lurky with Mock as the sub. And for Trash, Paradise, Baked Potato, and Jimby. Now, I know the Paradise Baked Potato duo are very, very strong, and having Jimby on board as well will definitely work in their favor.
Yeah, just to touch on that a bit more, Paradise and Baked Potato, they've been playing together for as long as probably longer than I've been playing, casting Rocket League, actually. So these guys are amazing when you see them work together. Their chemistry is amazing. Looking at them pass the ball, looking at their rotations, whoever they have on their third man just slides in so easily because they are able to change the way they play based on how the other team is playing and based on what their third man needs to do as well. So I really love seeing them coming into a threes and really seeing who their third man is.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I honestly can't wait to get this started. We have some really goated players in the channel. I've seen Daesu absolutely pop off at the drop of a hat, and I feel like the team that he's in as well is quite strong and should be quite solid around him. But then we can't discount the chemistry between Paradise and Baked Potato. They've been in the same team for a little while now. Not exactly sure on the length of time, but I know they definitely have had some game time together at a high level. So I feel like that'll definitely come through in today's gameplay. So at the moment, we are just currently waiting for our last team to join. As soon as they join, we'll be definitely bringing you the action. But it is a best of 5, which means that teams will have to have 3 wins under their belt to progress through to the grand final. But the good thing about this format that we have today and the 3 matches we're bringing you tonight is whoever loses out of this match, there is an opportunity for them to go for third place. So they do have a second opportunity to try and get through to the qualifying stages for the mini series. So all is not lost if they lose right now. There is another opportunity.
Yeah, it's definitely not the end of the world if they do somehow manage to lose to one of the other teams. But in saying that, on the other side of the bracket, we are seeing Hazard versus Southern Stars Academy team. And there are some familiar names on their team as well, especially on the side of Hazard, Negative, Schmoopinator, and Cyrexel. They're looking pretty decent. Wouldn't be surprised if they move on to the finals. But also the Southern Stars, Sour, Stringshot, and Kevin.
Yeah, Sour Stringshot, Kevin, I know have definitely put in some work. They've been a team for a little while now. But again, Hazard have also been a team for a little while. I know through speaking through Cyrexel when we did the ODL League that he was looking for a team and something with a bit of chemistry, and having Schmoopinator and Negative as his partners definitely seem to gel well. They do very, very well in most tournaments, but Southern Stars you can't discount. They're a very, very strong team. I personally have seen them in other tournaments, go really, really well, and they've come second in a few tournaments quite recently as well. So definitely some potential there. But we are underway. We have everybody in the lobby ready to go. We're going to have 6 mans on the blue side, and we're going to have Trash on orange. And the first kickoff goes in favor of Lucky.
Not to be confused, they are just 3 members on their team, so just make sure that it's not a 3v6. It can be confusing. It can be really confusing for the viewers out there, and me sometimes. But yes, it is a 3v3, best of 5. We'll see how they go. A lot of aggression coming out from the start, but no set in stone possession held just yet.
Yeah, nothing just yet, but while we have a bit of opportunity while teams are finding their footing, I would love to point out the quality of the BlueBird cast. I've just noticed on their stream, the overlays, they look very, very clean. Very excited to see, as they've had a bit of time, some upgrades coming through, which means that the quality of the casting is going to be even better.
Yeah, we got to make sure that we keep up to the standard. Good redirect from Paradise, a beautiful block from Lurky. They're going to be able to tap that in, though.
I mean, yes, they managed to get the goal there, but look at the way Lurky was able to fall on this. He just managed to get in the right place at the right time. Brilliant game skills there to get in the right place, but it will be Paradise after getting that nice dish to get the first.
I think he was able to hold his flip for that entire time there, which was beautiful playing coming out for him. But really, unfortunately, he wasn't able to stop the second shot. It was a beautifully slow position ball. But now that they are a goal down, they do need to get some pressure back onto it and see if they're going to be able to do so.
They've got plenty of time on the board, under 4 minutes of game time ready, so there'll be plenty of opportunities for them to get through. What they'll have to focus on is just getting those nice clean plays, trying to set up some nice passing plays as well. I know definitely they have the ability to, although Kia just going straight for the dunk, nearly putting it in. But unfortunately, the defense was there. He's able to get a few extra touches. He'll try and pass it infield, actually fakes the pass, manages to flip one, and Daisu put the challenge on, but does get blocked.
Yeah, they're playing a rather aggressive game, but they have the boost to do so. Look at the positioning of Lurky as well. He's going to try and get something there, but good passing plays coming out from them on the offense.
Definitely good passing plays. It's just whether they can put something on net, because at the moment, nothing is challenging that net, or especially the goalie. A bit of a team bump there might have given it some extra power, but unfortunately didn't manage to get it past the defender, although Lurky is able to lock that ball in the orange side of the field. Or that EU clear by Baked Potato does create a bit of separation.
But they do just need to be able to carry the ball towards the goal. Daisu is going to be the one to attempt it. No one in goals. Lurky off the crossbar. No.
No boost to work with. We've seen some glimpses from 6-mans having some opportunities, but they're just falling short. The crossbar working in favor of their last defender is something that you have to keep in mind, considering that, it is an immovable object. It doesn't move around, so might have to work on your aim there as Daisu puts it high. Lurky takes the shot, but again, missing on that far left side.
A really unfortunate time, but I mean, they're getting shots off. They just need to be able to get it into the right place, because there is no way that Trash is going to let them have these goals easy. So Trash is going to be challenging every single one of them. The defensive rotations are clean. They got to make sure that they get some form of passing plays going or slot the ball into a perfect spot.
That's it. The team passing has to be at a top level, especially if you want to take out the likes of Trash in terms of Paradise, Jimmy, and also Baked Potato. They are very, very solid. And especially Potato, he's been playing pretty well. He's been able to get the ball past a few members. Can't do it there, but Paradise is there waiting. And now he's going to try and follow up his own touch. Lurky with the touch into the corner. Kia, heavy touch, but it comes through with a follow-up by Jimby, but unfortunately isn't able to put it into an advantageous position.
Yeah, but Daisu is trying to send the ball up to the other end of the pitch. But again, I'm saying Trash, they are dominant in terms of their defensive structure. They are not letting the six-mans get anywhere near this goal. And even if they do, the ball's not really on target because they're keeping the pressure. They're applying the 50-50 pressure every single time they need to be able to put some challenge onto the ball and say, hey, you're not going to be able to score these easy.
Exactly. It's going to be a hard-fought goal if they manage to get it, but there's an open net on the return. Quick little counter-attack there by the side of Trash. You see how Lurky gets that touch. Paradise just gets a huge amount of power off that clear, and Jimby just being in the right place at the right time. And that's the risk with having so much of a forward press when playing against these players, is one clear, one right positioning from the opposition, and you instantly get scored on.
And that seems to be their playstyle on the side of Trash. They have a solid defense, and as soon as they see a little kink in the armor, they say, hey, we're going to capitalize on that. Because they have no defender, let's just get a quick counterattack and score another goal. 2 goals up. It's been working for them so far.
Exactly right. Trash now with the current lead of 2 goals with a little over 40 seconds remaining in regulation. It's going to be a tall order for six-man's battalion to get back into this, but Daisu's going for the double. Can't quite get the read, but it does give time and space for Lurky to set something up, and he'll do that through Kia. Tries to get it past one, can't quite do so. And as much as six-man's is getting this forward press, there's no danger to the defender.
But they did catch out a couple members on the defensive rotation. No one was in goal. Good demo, but they're not going to be able to score a goal off that. The rotations are a little bit clean coming out from Trash, and it's looking really hard to score a goal on this brick wall.
It is very much a brick wall. The rotations are just so solid at the moment. We're finding that Trash are just rotating efficiently in terms of not trying to overcommit for the play. They're waiting for the ball to come to them, and then they pounce, and then they go for the counter attack. And that must, it's just that synergy. Having the likes of Potato and also Paradise playing together means that they can have that trust and they can build on that trust.
Yeah, and so we've seen how they work, and we know how the structure of Trash is able to score their goals, how they're going to be able to save their goals. But when you're looking on the side of six-man's battalion, what do you think that they might have to do to be able to counterplay this sort of style?
I think the hardest thing at the moment is they're definitely locking the ball in the right position. I feel like they're keeping it in the orange half, which was the side for Trash, and they're putting up a bit of pressure. But the thing that makes the difference is none of it is attacking the goal, which means that Trash aren't really having to overextend or being put in awkward positions. And that makes the defense easy because they never have to commit to the ball. They can wait for the ball to either be in the corner, then they can slow play it out, go for a 50, or they can go for an EU clear and just clear the entire space. So I feel like they need to work on getting those, obviously, first and second touches consistent. And also look for that inside pass. Look for that, nice rotation in the middle to put up a dangerous shot.
Yeah, well, the passing plays is definitely going to be one of the main factors if the six-man's battalion is going to be able to score. But yeah, as you said, the pressure needs to be applied. They need to make sure that they have the control in the midfield. And also the fact that Trash have scored their goals off counterattacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's good passing play coming out from them, from the back line, being able to pass it forward, being able to control it forward, just being able to score goals off that. And I do think that six-man's, even though they do have a forward style game, they still need to make sure that they have that man ready for the rotation for that counter attack that we saw in that second goal.
Exactly. Just clean, consistent rotations. The thing that will separate good teams from great teams is how efficient they are able to perform all their actions. If they can, do that rotation really efficiently with minimal boost expended, then they're going to have a massive advantage. So I want to see from six-mans maybe someone like Daisu who, can be quite consistent, just playing a little bit more passive, allowing for a bit more passing play. And same with Lurky, he's a dynamic player who can be really good offensively, just letting him unleash a little bit, but also try and find his team. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes as this best of 5. We are now through the first game, 1 point in favor for Trash, and it's going to be a best of 5, which means we could potentially have at least 2, if not more, games played to progress through to this grand final. We currently are just waiting for players to return, as I feel like there was a bit of a server issue for some of the players. It seems like we're still quite not ready yet, but we are going to get this underway. And yeah, I guess nothing more to say besides the gameplay. Hopefully it goes well.
Yeah, well, OCE servers, we know how they are. Maybe the transfer over to Epic Games might be a little bit of a change that we needed. Again, though, now that we have a little bit of time, let's talk about the Epic Games thing. What do you think of Rocket League going free to play?
I can't wait, because for me, currently transitioning, it's been I talked about the situation for a long time, me transition into playing keyboard and mouse full time. I feel like having a free account that I can start fresh and just work on my skills is the best thing without having to have a financial expense. So I think for me, it's going to be good. I think it's going to open up a massive player base as well. But then at the same time, it means that smurfing and that kind of thing will be a little bit more evident. So in a sense, it'll get harder to progress higher.
Yeah, with a bigger player base, like we've seen that in quite a few games. With the bigger player base, it's going to be harder for you to maintain a high rank, and that's sort of what I'm afraid of. Like, I'm sitting at champ, and I'm like, maybe I'm not as good as I think if there's a bigger player base, but hopefully we'll see how that one goes. We'll see what Epic Games does with that. But we're getting back into the second game. This is really exciting. The Team Trash are currently 1-0 ahead in this best of 5, and going to kick off this game too.
Kicking off game exactly, and it's going to be Paradise in the corner with a bit of an awkward touch. He manages to control it quite well, and that allows Potato to come through with the follow through. And that's that bit of overcommit that we were talking about earlier, just committing to the ball, not quite being aware. Oh my god, that aim! I actually thought was going to be a save there, but Jimmy coming out strong very early.
Yeah, he's in the right spot at the right time. A beautiful spot. And an almost save coming out from Kia, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get there in time. He was so close to being able to actually stop that. Unfortunately, he didn't. There was 2 members that weren't able to rotate for that one quick enough, and they were able to score a quick first goal.
And I have to bring it back to that little commit there as Potato managed to get it past one. There was 2 members that were drawn out for the play, and that left a lot of pressure on the goalkeeper. So it's just those 1% players that can make all the difference in offense. And now we see Potato trying to go for a bit of a solo play. Can't quite manage to keep it under control, but it will be now a lot of building for the Trash. Although it seems like the rotation's holding strong. Oh, it's a perfect touch. Paradise getting a nice ground pitch. Allows Desu to stay upfield. He's going to go for a slow dribble. Very nice slow play. All 3 commit down the goal line, but no goal score.
I mean, you got to be scared of a man like Daisu, especially when he's got the ball under full control like we just saw. Just got to be very careful as to how many defenders you got to commit to that one, especially when there's a good chance that the rest of his team can come in from behind and able to score it right off the bat. But good passing plays coming out from Trash. We'll see if they can mount anything off this.
Hopefully they can, and they keep that possession. They've been playing so well as Ben tries to go for a look. Daisu managed to get the read. Lurky now playing it upfield. It connects with Daisu. Trying to go for the double, puts it on the post, and again, the inaccuracies for 6-man is just plaguing them at the moment as they once again can't put it in the back of the net.
So unfortunate. There's so many spots. There's so much chances for them to be able to score a goal. And there was another one, but either it's not quick enough, not the right spot, hitting the crossbars. Unfortunate coming out from these shots from these 6-mans. But I truly believe that they are capable of putting a ball on net.
I agree. I do feel like they're able to do so very soon, but it's going to be a hard ask because Potato is going to put something on himself on the side of the field. Daisu challenging very, very quickly there, but doesn't manage to touch. Although that touch by Dimby is quite heavy. Gets a very lucky bounce to put it awkward for Lurky. And now pressure is going to mount for the side of Trash. Paradise going with it. Double can't quite connect, but Kia will come through with some extra pressure. And it just seems like the touches and the control coming out of fans is not quite what we're used to.
No, definitely not. And the rotations are a little bit off as well. I don't know what's happened with this second game, but they can't seem to get it out of their half. The passing plays are sort of running circles around the 6-man's battalion, and we know what they're capable of. They just aren't able to show it with the amount of pressure that Trash is applying onto their backline.
Yeah, it just seems exactly that. You know, they just aren't able to hold strong. And wow, the bump play. Beautiful. Again, it's those 1% plays. Baked Potato offensively rotating, grabs the boost, goes, you know what? I'm just going to put a bump in, and then bang, goal.
That was beautifully timed as well. He was like halfway into the air, ready to save that ball. In comes one of his teammates, takes him out. Doesn't get a demo, but still takes him the way out. Imagine like American football. That's the sort of thing I was imagining in my head. Takes him all the way out, gets a touchdown goal. Now 3-0, 2 minutes left. Do you think they're going to be able to bring this back? No, he's muted. Okay, but they are still trying to get some gameplay going with 2 minutes left. There's quite a bit of chance for them to do so. We know that they're capable of turning this one around, and they do have those opportunities to do so, but the question is, will they be able to do it against a team like Trash? Because look at this. They've got control of the ball. They're getting the bump plays. They're making sure that every single member is accounted for in the offense as well as the defense. Whether it be man-to-man marking or whether it just be make sure that they do not have that sort of pressure, they just need to make sure that the ball doesn't get anywhere near their goal on the defense. Baked Potato now seeing what he can do with this sort of pressure. Open goal coming up the backboard. He's lowered it right down in front of the goal. Good clear coming out from Lurky to put it into the corner. Good alleviation of pressure as well as they do manage to put that towards the center.
Alright, hopefully the microphone situation is fixed. I'm going to try and deal with it as we go, but Paradise, nice touch pass, wonder fake touch there means that they can follow through, and a fourth goal coming through for Trash. They're running away with this series.
Now look at this, Paradise, beautiful touch. Couple fakes coming out from the rest of his team, and then he comes, follows it through, and says, hey, still my ball, still my goal. 1 minute left, 4 goals ahead. They're taking this and flying away with it.
Yeah, definitely. The confidence coming through from this team is just none other. Absolutely feeling themselves right now as Lurky takes a touch into the corner. Manages to get a nice little pass by the defender. That's the first goal for Six-Man in 9 minutes. So let's go as we see Six-Man finally get on the board.
Yeah, that was a beautiful dribble coming out from Lurky. Gets somewhat of a dunk as well, even though it was on the underside. So imagine shooting a ball in the basketball hoop, but from the underside and still counting. Doesn't matter. They still managed to score a goal. 4-1, 45 seconds left on the clock. There's a chance, but it's not really looking likely.
It's very, very slim at the moment as we see again the pressure coming through. The double there coming from Paradise caused a bit of a hesitation on the goal line and actually forced out a double commit. So they're able to, you know, keep these pressure plays up as we see Paradise going for a shot. It's going to be a bit higher, but it will bounce in a really advantageous position for Baked Potato. Chooses to play a bit patient, which actually works out in his favor as Paradise is there waiting. But for now, no goal scored as we see the final 10 seconds coming through. Will there be another score? That everyone's flying at this ball to make sure it doesn't go in, but it will look to be that Trash take this game 4-1.
Yeah, they do take it away. They're not going to be able to get a goal off the back of that either. However, he is in control. No, the ball's going a little bit too fast for him to be able to maintain control of it. Trash win the second game. I believe it was 4-1 in their favor with match point. They're looking good to move on to the final.
They're looking very, very good, especially considering they kept Six-Man Battalion to 1 goal in the space of 10 minutes. That's a massive arc when you're looking at this lineup. Daesu, Lurky, and Kia are very, very extremely good players. And the fact that Trash were able to keep them to such a low scoring series so far means that they are definitely feeling more comfortable.
Feeling very comfortable about that one, but I do think we're going to take a little bit of a short break so that we can fix a little bit of our issues. But don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with Game 3 and a lot more action for you guys because this is only the first game that we have for you guys. So please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Game 3 of this. All right, guys. Welcome back to the BlueBird. Oh gosh, the weekly bash, right? So we are, unfortunately, we do have a little bit of an issue in terms of Son of Jupiter's microphone. Hopefully we'll be able to fix that as soon as possible. But until then, guys, you'll just be listening to my voice. Yeah, my sexy, smooth voice. Son of Jupiter will hopefully be back soon. I know we all love Son of Jupiter fanboys in chat if you guys are able to. But until then, hopefully we'll just finish out this game so that you aren't left on a little bit of a cliffhanger. So we'll just make sure that you guys are going to get the best out of your viewing experience before we head into our next game. The next game will be either the finals or the third place tiebreakers. The third place tiebreakers is the next one we'll be going to. The Southern Stars Academy team have moved on, so whoever have moved to the third place tiebreakers. So that does mean Hazard is in the grand final. So whoever does win in the semifinals for this game moves on to versus Hazard in the finals, and the losers do move on to the third place tiebreakers to still have another chance at going, still at taking a dig at the prize pool, as well as just being able to move on to the mini series. But guys, hopefully we're going to get our teams into this game as soon as possible, because we don't want to leave this game on a cliffhanger. Just a little bit of a recap what has happened so far. 6-man battalion versus Trash. Currently Trash are at a 2-0 advantage in this best of 5, so they only have to win one game before they move on to the finals. However, if 6-mans come and turn this around, they have to win 3 in a row with a reverse sweep to be able to move on to the finals and versus Hazard. We are getting right into this third game. We're gonna have a reset going for this because unfortunately we weren't able to see the start of the third game in the previous time, but they are going for a restart. Paradise seeing if he can take a carry, not too much of a dribble there. However, quite a bit of aggression coming out from Jimmy, and he's going to be able to take the first goal in 15 seconds of regulation time. Very, very quick goal. Great capitalization, great dunk coming out on top of Lurky to be able to take that goal. They're dominating. I mean, the Trash, they're doing really well to be able to take every single advantage. They have a solid backline. They're doing really well to make sure that the pressure is felt as well. But in saying that, their defense, look how far back Paradise is sitting. He's just making sure that they do not have any goals scored against him. And I feel like that is a good way of them being able to do so. Unfortunate spot for Daisu to put it. He's giving it right over to Paradise. He's getting a beautiful flick. Oh my gosh. We have to look at that in the replay. So Daisu, he's not going to be able to hit that ball. Paradise gets a beautiful touch, keeps it in his possession, goes a full 360, backflips fully 360, saves his flip, gets a beautiful light touch to be able to score that and flick it right over the goalkeeper with 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock left. They have scored 2 goals and are taking this away. But now with a little bit of time alleviated for them, Lurky is going to see if he can take any dribbles. It just doesn't seem like the side of these 6-mans are playing too well with each other anymore. They have been, in their first game, they were quite aggressive, and I love the way that they played, but currently it just seems like they aren't really working together. It might just be the mental state that they're currently in, but really it seems like either that or it just seems like Trash is just playing around them, just dribbling and driving circles around them. So they just need to make sure that they get a solid backbone before they actually start making some plays once again, because they have time to do so, but I feel like they just need to restructure, and that's the sort of thing that they need to do. Get some good clears, see if they can follow that up. Lurky getting a good clear off the back of it. He is going to be able to follow it up, but there's only one man up there. Good rotations, however, coming out from the rest of his team to keep that ball pressure up, maintain the boost as well. I love that they're doing this one. Kia now with the ball, but the clears coming out from Trash are a little bit clean for them to be able to score a couple of goals. And even then, it's not even just the clears. Their defensive structure, as we said time and time again, their rotations, the ability to just get the advantage in the 50-50s is uncanny. And I really don't know how the 6-man's battalion is going to be able to come back into this, because Trash, they're playing impeccably. The passing plays are beautiful. They get a pass off the sidewall, up to the sidewall, and a beautiful touch down the center coming out from Trash. And as well as just not letting any time for the 6-mans to be able to take it. And off the back of that, Jimby taking a beautiful spot, being in the right position at the right time, like he usually is, taking the ball right off Lurky. Baked Potato actually seeing what he can do with that one, and beautiful shot from Jimby to be able to bring them to a 3-0 advantage. And six-mans need to get some passing plays going. They need to start working together once again, like we saw in the first game. They kept the ball pressure on. They might not have won it. But it was an 0-2 scoreline. It was still a fairly even game back at that point. So we'll have to see if they're going to be able to bring this one back with 2 minutes. There's a good clear that they might be able to capitalize on, but Paradise is always there. He's a bit too quick for them. And someone's in the goal as well to make sure that that doesn't go anywhere near their net. However, with that, these six-mans also need to get up to those 50-50s a little bit quicker because Trash seem to have some form of free reign there. Baked Potato, beautiful save coming out on that goal line to be able to clear that off. Daisu trying to center that towards the mid to get some passing plays going, but he's not going to be able to do so. Jimby has no boost. He's just picked up the 100 boost. He's going to be able to put some pressure onto that back line. Larky is going to try and get it clear, but they should be fine to be able to continue with that one. Daisu now trying to get some clears, but the ball is kept in this corner. They're passing it in towards the center, but the rotations from Jimby are too clean. Getting those rotations on towards that backline to get some clears going. That's hitting that. Oh no, that is so unfortunate. They weren't. If we watch this one, Daisu gets a touch, brings it right back, hitting that upright. Paradise trying to take it across goal, but then his teammate comes driving in, trying to clean it up and trying to put it into that back corner. Isn't going to be able to do so. Wasn't expecting the touch from his teammate. They do put one goal onto the side of six-mans, and 1 minute left is definitely possible. An attempted Kutsia pinch coming out from Paradise is not going to be able to pick that one up. And the aggression now coming out from here. Daisu is also going to try and put something on the back of that. Gets a demo off, not going to be able to capitalize on the man advantage though. However, we'll see if Son of Jupiter's mic is working now. Son of Jupiter, how are we doing?
It looks like we are ready to go. I had to do a full restart of the PC, but either way, we are back in it. And it seems like Trash are definitely looking quite solid at the moment. We do have another goal there by six-mans, but at the moment with 30 seconds remaining and a 2-goal lead for Trash, they are looking very solid to clear this one out this week.
Yeah, very aggressive playstyle coming out from them, but it's just more consistency that we're seeing from within this team. I say that, and then they say, Tico, no.
Yeah, I mean, we originally thought that was going to be the issue, but a great challenge there by Daisu and a double commit as well by the side of Trash, and that allowed that easy goal. So 13 seconds, it comes down to the wire. This is going to be the last-ditch effort for six-mans to keep their hopes alive to going through to the grand final.
Oh, look at that touch. Beautiful control from Paradise. 8, 7, 6 seconds left for this team. It's not in a good spot for them, but really close. Do they keep this up, though? No, they don't. And that is going to be over to Trash to move on to the final.
Well done, Trash. Very strong showing the entire series. They definitely are deserving to move through to that grand final position. But as I said earlier, it is not the last time that we will see the six-mans battalion. They do have another opportunity to progress through in that third place finish for the mini league. It's just whether they can take on the loser of that Hazard and Southern Stars game. So I guess, yeah, we'll be definitely seeing more of them, but Trash, just a solid effort all around. I felt like Jimby definitely stood up and filled that third man position very well for Paradise and Baked Potato, and all around a good showing.
Yeah, the goals coming out, I do think that the goals coming out from that third game was off the back of the mistakes of Trash. So they really didn't give too many opportunities to six-man to be able to score a couple of goals. So I do think that Trash was in control for most of that game, and I think six-mans have to take into account what they learned from this game and utilize that going into the third place tiebreaker.
Exactly right. So we're going to have a look at the third place tiebreaker just after this. We're going to take a very quick break just to get everything set up. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to see whether six-mans battalions can still progress through to the mini league finals.